Good morning, guys. It's Colleen from Siempre Soul 1111. Hello, welcome. I hope you're all keeping well. I apologise for the delay in the uploads of the weekly elemental readings this week. I've been feeling rough, and I've still got a bit of a head cold, and my ears feel all blocked. So I wanted to get the readings out and still have them uploaded for you this week, but I just yeah, I've been busy with my business and also just feeling rubbish. So this reading will be for my fire signs, Aries, Sagittarius and Leo, and it will be for this week. Although my readings are timeless, so if any of you do watch this at a later stage and it resonates, then this message was meant for you. I've also got an Instagram page at Siempre Soul 1111. I post daily quotes on there, and also upload when I notify my followers when I've uploaded videos on YouTube, so you can come and watch them. I also really want to thank everybody that's subscribed to my channel so far. I broke over 50 subscribers, which is just insane. So I'm really, honestly, truly blessed and grateful for each and every one of you. And thank you so much for taking the time out to follow my channel and also my readings. And I hope they do, they help you guys. So let's get this moving. I do try and keep my readings quite short and snappy. And for these weekly readings, they're a general love reading. And we look at head, heart and current 3D, and then I'll pull a couple of oracle cards at the end. Okay, so let's get this show on the road for my fire signs. Okay, so the overarching energy in the headspace at the moment is the Death card, which is about transformation. We've also got the High Priestess here, which is about trusting in your intuition and awakening. I almost feel like this is a new connection that has caused a huge transformation within you, fire signs. You've also come up, Aries, you've come up in this reading here as the Emperor and the King of Pentacles, which for me is very, very stable energy. I almost feel a little bit like perhaps that you've always been a relatively stable personality or person, and then you've met somebody which has caused an awakening. And the Lovers card for me is a soulmate card here, guys. So this person that you've met has definitely caused some, created or caused some sort of transformation within you. I love the Death card in the tarot because I absolutely love new beginnings, and I love the birthing of new perspectives, new outlooks, learning new things spiritually about the world and also yourself. So for me, the Death card's a really wonderful card, and the High Priestess is fantastic. It's about trusting in your intuition, being divinely guided, and trusting that this connection with this person that you've met is a genuine connection. It's a soulmate connection. And I feel almost a little bit with the Emperor and the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is about, it can be about financial stability, but it can also just be, it's a stable energy within the earth, the 3D realm. And I feel almost like these two things with the Emperor is a kind of, can be a bit stubborn, is in control, father-like figure, rational but passionate. And then this is kind of, for me, conflicting energy. And I almost feel a little bit like the transformation for you guys, fire signs, is that you've moved from a really rigid standpoint and trusting in things that are, you can physically see and touch, which has always made you feel stable. And then I feel that meeting this person has given you a different perspective on the world and caused an awakening with you, and where you've realised that actually your intuition is equally as important as the things you do, and you can still be a very stable energy and person. And the thing I like about this as well is that I feel that this is very masculine energy here, guys, and I feel that whoever these fire signs are that I'm picking up on have always been very solid, very in control, very decisive, know what they want, and suddenly there's this transformation of more feminine energy in following your intuition, and maybe perhaps not just judging things by an agnostic point of view of being able to physically see. Actually, there is the spiritual world, and our intuition is a huge part of that. And it takes a lot of confidence, I feel, and courage to follow your intuition, especially when you can be a bit of a control freak, you know. It's releasing that need to control the outcome to everything, so that you're in a position to follow your intuition more. And that's going against the grain of logic, really, isn't it? So I feel that there's been a huge transformation for you here, fire signs. Overarching energy for the clarifiers is the King of Pentacles. So yeah, look, this is, you know, when you look at this is transformation from needing to actually know and believe everything in the physical. It's moving away from a more agnostic point of view towards a more spiritual one, which I think is absolutely wonderful. I think your mental, emotional and physical health is important, but a lot of people aren't taking care of the spiritual element of themselves. And you know, when something that happens in your life doesn't sit right with you, that's when you know it's going against your intuition. You know, you're not in a line with yourself. So trusting that without plausible explanation or justification or proof, it does take strength to do that, fire signs. Okay, so the clarification on the High Priestess is the Three of Wands. So again, that's another fire sign. You know, the wands are for fire. So I do feel almost like, again, this is kind of conflicting for me, because the High Priestess is a very relaxed, in control, intuitive personality type, feminine energy. And then you've got the Three of Wands here, clarifying it, which is about waiting for your ships to come in. But I almost feel a little bit like with the Three of Wands here, and the fact that this is a fire element, that actually this situation with your intuition needing to, you know, being awoken has happened really rapidly. And threes are about growth and success. So, and actually the three in the major arcana is the Empress card, which again for me mirrors the Emperor card that's come up. So I feel that almost like, you know, there's an element of you fire signs finding a better harmony surrounding your masculine and feminine energies. Now, for you, those of you that don't understand what I'm talking about here, we're all made up like the yin and the yang of dark and light, and positive and negative, and feminine and masculine energies. And masculine energies can typically be quite logical, decisive, tad egotistical, and then you've got the feminine energies, which are more heart-based processes and more emotion and more intuitive. Masculines generally like to provide stability. Now, when I talk about this, we're not talking about gender. Okay, you can have males by gender that have complete feminine energies, and the key within sort of spiritual awakening and finding harmony and balance is about you as a person becoming whole and being able to balance those energies within yourself, so that you're you're a stable person, you're emotionally assertive, you are intuitive, you're able to demonstrate emotion, and being able to balance all of those energies takes time, and you do have females that are more dominantly masculine energies, and this works the same for anybody that's transgender, whatever, your energy is what it is. It's not your gender identity, just to stress that. Okay, so on the Lovers card, which for me, as I said, is my soulmates card, and I feel that this is a connection that's being divinely guided there. You've got the King of Wands, and again, this is Wands, as I said already, are a fire sign, and this is about action. So what's nice in this deck is you've got the King of Pentacles coming up twice, and you've also got the King of Wands, which is about action and moving forward. So this connection has caused a rapid awakening within you, and it's causing you to move forward. And I almost feel a little bit like you're moving away. The clarifier for the King of Pentacles here is the Eight of Cups. And eights are about movement and change. So when you've got that in, the Death card in there as well, that tells you that there's been huge changes and huge more, forward movement. And I almost feel a little bit like you're moving away, fire signs, from the need to understand everything and have to, believe it when you see it. You're moving away from that mentality and moving more towards following your intuition. You've got the Six of Pentacles here, clarifying the Emperor. and that's about finding balance. And 6 is about problem solving and sort of finding an inner harmony. So I feel that this awakening process has definitely made you feel what I would say a more rounded person. And finding that balance of the masculine and feminine energies within yourself. Okay, let's move into the heart space now for you, for my fire signs. I'm going to do 3 shuffles on this for you guys. Spirit. For my fire signs. One more. Overarching energy. 7 of Wands. Let me just move these cards up. Sorry guys, bear with me. Oh, I feel like one big snotty mess. Not that you guys want to know that at all. Okay, so we've got the overarching energy of this is the 7 of Wands. And this can be about standing up for yourself. And 7s can also be about understanding. So I feel almost like maybe this person has communicated with you about you being a soulmate, and I feel almost fire signs that you haven't understood that. And then you've started to the universe has started to interfere a little bit, and you're starting to listen to your intuition and that gut feeling a little bit more. We've got the 3 of Pentacles, which is about working together as a team, and it's about relationships and success. So I feel that if you can, you know, trust your intuition more in your heart space, you'll have a lot more success and you'll feel a lot happier. You know, the 4 of Pentacles here, 4s are about stability, and the 4 of Pentacles, for me, the energy in this card is about sort of holding on to things, but things that are tangible, and releasing that last pentacle that this guy's holding is actually taking a massive leap of faith in trusting your intuition and releasing the need to be able to tangibly justify, explain and prove whatever it is that you're feeling or thinking about this particular connection. You owe no one any explanation, and if you're falling in love with this person and it makes no sense to you whatsoever, just go with it. You know, love comes in all shapes and sizes, fire signs, so it's a case of just excuse me it's a case of just letting go the control. You know, I'm an Aries myself and I'm a fire sign, and believe me, I know that sometimes relinquishing control can seem very unnatural to me, and during the process of my awakening, which is still going on, I mean, I talk to you guys at the level I understand now. This, you know, in a year's time is going to potentially change, but I do this because I want to share my journey, and if it helps even just 1 or 2 of you, then I'm blessed and I'm grateful. Because during this process of awakening, for me, I was just like a lost soul. I wasn't, because I was actually in essence finding and reconnecting to my soul, but I felt completely and utterly lost. And as somebody that has notoriously been a million miles an hour and an absolute fucking control freak, excuse my language, but I have been, I had to recognise that my intuition is far better than my logical brain, you know, and I'm learning slowly to release the need to know, and just release and surrender and let go of the need to control every outcome, and just what will be will be. I believe truly that whatever's meant for us is meant for us, and there's nothing put in front of us that we are not strong enough to deal with. But yeah, spiritual awakening can be a little bit bumpy, you know, especially when you don't understand it and you're so governed from, you know, I typically have always been more of a masculine energy. So for me, I've always governed with logic. And suddenly finding myself in a position where the universe is screaming, you know, screaming at me, throwing synchronicities at me all over the place. It's like, I don't know, shedding the ego was just horrific. And even up to this year, I had a situation, and I'll share this with you guys because, again, you may relate, but I've always been very independent. And this year I had my driving licence revoked because of some neurological exams they're doing, and I got poorly. And I always kind of struggled with balance, as I was always like a million miles an hour, busy socially, busy with my business, always just kind of never really looking back at what I'd achieved. I was focusing solely on the next steps. And this year I got unwell, and it forced me to find better balance in my life and sort of prioritise the thing I do, which is why I made the decision to set this channel up in the first place. Because to be honest, I'd been sort of contemplating about it for ages. And I'd never got round to it. And I sort of knew that when the time was right, Spirit would tell me, the universe would give me that sign. And I feel me getting unwell was the universe's way of forcing me to slow down, to reconnect with myself further, and to also heal an issue within me, which is one where when I lost my license, and I'm a business owner, for me it was embarrassing, and I had to call all of my customers and explain the situation, and you know, every single one of them were absolutely fine. So it highlighted to me that I was actually more afraid of this than anybody else was. And why? You know, it made no sense. And then I realised, once I called it checking myself before I wrecked myself, you know, and my mother-in-law taught me that. And I found the situation of having to ask people to take me to hospital appointments, having to ask people to take me to meetings, I found that incredibly humiliating, because for me, as a more masculine dominant person in terms of my energies, I'm a little bit proud, and my ego got in the way. And I realised that this whole process and this challenge that's been put in front of me was another way for me to connect with myself and heal a wound I never knew was there. And that was nothing but ego trying to protect me. So instead of asking for help when I needed it, I would just get on with it. And that's not showing strength for me. I feel that being a balanced individual is being able to take ownership, yes, when you want to and you're able to, but when you're not and you've got people around you that want to and can help you, you need to accept that with grace. And I realised in that moment, you know, when I asked myself, why me, you know, why have I lost my licence? And believe me, I had 3 days like that where I was just a bit of a mess because I was trying to process it and digest it all. And then once I got to the root cause of it after some meditations, it came to me that actually it was my ego. I just didn't like asking for help, and that's ridiculous. So I realised how ridiculous I was making myself feel when actually the people around me are saying, don't stress it, don't sweat the small stuff, we got you covered. But for me, it was just the opposite of that. So I had to learn to heal that, and I feel that that's another way for me to have my yin-yang a bit more balanced. You know, and you guys may relate to that. I'm sorry to waffle on, but the thing is I sort of channel stuff as I go. And I also like when things come up, I like to give a bit of perspective on it if it helps any of you relate a little bit more. So anyway, we will continue. So in the heart space for you guys, fire signs, I am sorry. As I said, we've got the 3 of Pentacles and the 4 of Pentacles. And this is about, for me, working hard to release your need to physically and tangibly hold things. The 10 of Pentacles is about completion. So I absolutely fucking love that this card has come up, because you're moving from a state of, you know, holding on too tight, fire signs, and not wanting to let go and just release and trust the universe will deliver. Tens are about cycles coming to an end and transformation, which mirrors the Death card. Yes, the Death card that came up in the headspace. So for me, this is about this 4 of Pentacles and this need to sort of grasp, and this King of Pentacles energy, and finding a bit more balance and bringing that cycle to an end. And when we talk about cycles and we talk about, masculine energies and needing, success and stability financially and all this sort of stuff with the King of Pentacles, you've also coupled the Queen of Cards here, fire signs. So for me, that's about, again, bringing in not just having the King of, what have we got here? We've got the King of Wands. The King of Pentacles. We've got the King of Wands, and we've got the Emperor, which is all dominantly masculine energy. You've got now, in a situation where you're in your headspace, you're following your intuition, bringing in the High Priestess feminine energy, you're going to release that need to control the outcome, which we all know is masculine energy. And let's be fair, feminines can do this too. They do like to try and push energy because that's what they do, you know. But the Queen of Cups here is about a nice, and the High Priestess is about finding a nice balance emotionally. So I feel that's absolutely stunning. And actually, I do almost feel, fire signs, that, you know, if people were to mock or have an opinion on you, you know, waking up and being more spiritually connected, trusting your intuition, I think you're just going to stand up for yourself and say, piss off. You know, I know what I know, and it is what it is. You don't need validation outside. So let's get some clarifiers on the heart space. This is going to be a slightly longer reading than normal, but I hope you guys can bear with me. Just skip to the bits. All right, let's have a quick look. Wow, no. Plenty of major arcanas here for you guys. Woo woo. Right. So on the Seven of Wands, it's clarified by the Page of Wands here, or rods, as some people call them. Again, this is the, you know, double fire sign coming up here. This is about you standing up for yourself and communicating. Your awakening and being at peace with that. I think once you put the hard work in, getting the star, again, this is quite feminine energy too, but it's about wishes being granted. You know, I feel where she's got the 2 cups there, or they're 2 vases or jugs in this case, it's like an equal transference of energy. And I feel that fire signs at the moment, you guys are trying to find that synergy of feminine and masculine. And, you know, once you put the work in, the wishes that you want, this, you know, the star card's about wishes being granted too, guys. So whatever it is that you're wishing for, it will come true. I think you've just got to release the need to control. Clarifying your 4 of Pentacles is the Sun card. And the Sun card is, again, transformation, new beginnings, getting the Death and the Sun card for me. The sun energy is very young energy, and I almost feel like this additional knowledge of knowing that there is a spiritual world and that your intuition's there and the universe is there to support you and there are guides. I feel that that's brought out a childlike energy within yourselves, within your heart, where you feel that little bit more whole. Because if you're only looking after the mental mind, the physical body, you know, the emotional body, but you're not looking after the spiritual essence of your being, you're sort of walking around 75% complete if we were to look at it from a logical numbers point of view. So once you tap into that spiritual energy and you recognise how much power you actually have within you, it's really, really fun. You know, yeah, the awakening process can be a little bit painful purely because you're shedding ego, but it does reinvigorate you. It makes you feel alive. You know, it really, really does. And if we look at the 10 of Pentacles being clarified by the Chariot, that shows you that this cycle is coming to end and there's going to be huge forward movement. What I also love about this Chariot is there's the black and white here, which reminds me of the yin yang. So for me, that's kind of like... again, finding that balance. Clarifying the Queen of Wands is the Death card. So this is the second time this has come up in your reading. First in your head, now in your heart. So again, this is about transformations and getting more in touch with your feminine energy. Being able to communicate, perhaps even for you fire signs, a little bit more about your feelings and how you feel. Okay, so let's move on to the 3D situation for you guys now. Get a couple of shuffles in here and then we'll separate. Excuse me, keep sniffling. Da, 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 da. Absolutely love this reading, guys. Really, really do. Sort of resonate with it a bit myself. Oh my goody gosh. Okay, so I'm going to just talk off the bat here. You've got overarching energy for the 3D situation is the Knight of Wands, which is about rapid forward movement. It's about rapid communication, and I feel almost like you... wow. Okay, so you've got the Ace of Cups. I'm going to do this in the order I feel that it should be read correctly. So you've got the Ace of Cups here, and Ace of Cups are about new beginnings in love. And... that can be self-love as well as being in a relationship or a new relationship on the horizon. I feel a little bit like this. We've got the 9 of Swords here, sorry, which it can be about losing sleep, anxiety, depression. But it can also be about things coming to fruition. So I almost feel a little bit like this process above here in the heart space with the 4 of Pentacles in holding on. That has been a situation where I feel like you guys have held on so tightly, it's caused you stress and anxiety because the universe is like, tap, tap, tap. Are you there? Follow me, listen. Your intuition is saying, follow me, listen. And you guys with your logical mind are sitting there going, no, I can't give this last pentacle up. And actually, that's exactly what you need to do, because that will give you a sense of relief and surrender. And once you surrender during the awakening process, that's when you start to see the magic happen more. you know, because you start to complete yourself. And look, moving away from the Nine of Swords, you're moving in, which is logic. This is headspace stuff. You've got the Empress card, which actually clarifies and mirrors the Emperor card that came out in your headspace. So this is all about balancing the masculine and feminine energies within you, and this person that you've met has triggered that. We've also got the Hanged Man here that's come out, and I don't normally read reversals unless they genuinely just come out the deck or they fly out upside down. And in this case, because it's come out that way, I'm going to take it. But I almost feel a little bit like you're moving away from that feeling of being a bit... The Hanged Man is, in the upright, is about sort of wisdom and taking time to contemplate. It can also be a little bit stagnant energy for me, and in this I feel a little bit that is where that Nine of Swords comes in. And once you move away from the need to control and hold on, I feel that you're doing that. And the new beginning in self-love and balancing that masculine Emperor and Empress energy within yourself means that, you know, you're moving away. Sorry, you're moving away from the Hanged Man the right way, in the upright. And look, you're moving away from that energy of being stuck or just not moving forward at all. Okay, so we'll just get a few clarifiers on this, my darlings. I apologise this has been so long, but I hope you found it helpful. Yay! Oh, I love shuffling on screen. Okay, so clarifying the Knight of Wands is about moving away from being in the Hanged Man to being in the Hangman the other way round, upside down. And you've got the Knight of Wands moving towards the Ten of Cups, and Ten of Cups is about fulfillment emotionally. You've got the Hierophant, which could mean that this person is, this person could be somebody that you marry. But also the Hierophant is the opposite of the High Priestess. So this is, again, a clear balance of masculine and feminine energies. Oh my God, this is so creepy. So earlier I said to you about the Four of Pentacles and taking that leap of faith. Look what's clarifying your Nine of Swords. The Fool card. The Fool card is starting right back at the beginning. It's young energy. It's coming up literally in the reading. It's coming below the Sun card, which I said to you is young, dynamic energy. The Fool is that. Once you take that leap of faith and move away from that feeling of just sort of anxious, and you step into your own power and you balance this, the Four of Wands, again, fire signs, you're coming up again in your own reading here. Four of Wands for me in the tarot deck is twin flames. So this person is a serious love connection for you guys. And getting those two death cards coming up in your head and heart space is showing you that this person has caused huge fucking transformation within you. And you will find that balance eventually. And look, clarifying this, you've got the Six of Wands, clarifying the Hangman in reverse. And the Six of Wands is about being victorious. So you will, as you move towards this process of just surrendering and letting that last pentacle from the Four of Pentacles go, your anxiety will lift and you will feel considerably better. But, you know, guys, this is the real deal. So we're going to I'm going to pull two Romance Angel Oracle cards just to give you a final bit of guidance. This is by Doreen Virtue, Romance Angels. Wow, what a reading, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it anyway. For those of you that might have stayed online long enough to watch it whilst I ramble through. The first card out of the deck is it is safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. So that's exactly what I'm saying about taking that leap of faith. That mirrors the Fool card. And again, it mirrors that sort of death card in transformation into the Queen of Cups. Keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. I'm pretty sure I said that at the beginning of the reading. So if you ever needed any validation, that's it. You know, those cards were pulled right in front of your eyes. Right, I'm going to pull you one other card, which is, these are new ones that I got. A friend of mine suggested I buy them, and they're called Daily Guidance from Your Angel Oracle cards, and again, they're by Doreen Virtue. I think her cards are absolutely gorgeous. They've got this lovely gold foil on the side, look. They're quite large, because they're oracle cards, so they're not the best for somebody like me with small hands to try and shuffle them. Ground yourself. Just show you the card. So the last bit of information or guidance for you guys is, when you detach from awareness of your body and the physical world, you become ungrounded. Although it's pleasant to float heavenward, your attention and work are needed here upon earth. We are helping you balance the spiritual and material so that you can enjoy a fulfilling earthly life. So again, you know, that's the Four of Pentacles, like I said. So that's a wonderful reading for you guys. I hope you enjoy it, and I'll catch up with you fire signs next week. Okay, take care of yourself, and I'll see you soon. Also, thank you so much to everyone that subscribed again. I feel truly grateful. And if you're watching and you haven't subscribed, hit the button. All right, take care. Bye bye.